To put it mildly, I am deeply honored. Consider the company I'm in. It really takes my breath away to be honored with the Starmus medal. I recognize that generally Starmus has been about space, but okay. Earth is part of space, it just happens to be here. I'm also aware that as a scientist, I have not always felt the obligation, driven the way I am now driven, to share the view of what I've been privileged to witness. Not just the ability to go deep within the ocean, to live underwater a number of times, to be able to get into submersibles and go far below where sunlight shines, to understand that the ocean is not just rocks and water. The ocean is alive. And the ocean, we now know, keeps us alive. Without the ocean, there would be no life on Earth, no blue, no green, no water, no life. Where is Earth's water? 97% is ocean. It's about 97% of the biosphere. Not just here on Earth, but where else is there life? We hope elsewhere, but we know for sure it's here. Diving into the ocean is like diving into the history of life on Earth. Well, as a young scientist, I was really terribly nerdy. I came up within a culture that scientists do not speak to the public. If you do, you lose credibility. You dare not talk to a newspaper reporter because you don't know what they'll say. And then, living underwater for 2 weeks, getting labeled at the same time that astronauts were still putting footprints on the moon. Some of us were selected to be the counterpart. NASA was very interested in what it might be like to have people living for extended times underwater to simulate what it might be like to live in space. This was pre-Skylab, pre-space station. Before there were women astronauts, there were women aquanauts, and I, lucky me, was selected to be one of them. But I'm a scientist. I did not expect, when we emerged after 2 weeks of living underwater, getting to know life, getting to know fish as individuals, we did not have the kind of privilege that Jane has had, getting to know one species very well, day and night, for years, getting to see their faces, their personality, and convincing her stuffy scientific colleagues that they have emotions, they are so much like us, and yet we have something different. We have the ability to learn things, pass it along, learn things, pass it along, share the view from one generation to the next. We are the beneficiaries of all preceding humans who've learned things and communicated them. And it occurred to me when I was forced not just as a scientist, not just as an aquanaut, but as a woman, it just caught the imagination of the public press. We were called aqua babes, we were the aqua chicks, we were the aqua naughties. And I had to get out of my shell. I had no choice. As the leader of the women's team, we had a ticker tape parade down State Street, invited to the White House, asked to speak to Congress. Microphones just bristled in front of us. You can't just stand there and do nothing, say nothing. I had to share the view, and I've been doing it ever since. I'll have to say, when National Geographic asked me to write about the experience, my first reaction as a scientist, afraid of my reputation, I said no. Can't believe I said no. But I remember it as a child, before television. There were books. There was the National Geographic. That was my window to the world. And then my kids. I thought about, if I didn't share my view, somehow, I would not be doing justice to the investment made in me. Universities, but in the experience of doing things that others don't have the privilege of doing. Astronauts, when they come back from space, they're compelled to share the view. Now, I am driven to try to express what the ocean is like, filled with life, what fish are like, what octopuses are like, sentient beings, creatures that share this special place in the universe. More than just having the experience, giving in to that urge to submerge and exploring the ocean thousands of hours over now more than 50 years. It is that gift of time, the ability to witness change. We can see it on the land. About half the land devoted to agriculture, the loss of forests, the loss of wildlife. But the ocean is hidden from view, except from those of us who have been privileged to dive in, to be witnesses to the loss of half the coral reefs, seagrass meadows, kelp forests, 90% of the sharks gone. And it's happening with tuna. It's happening with many creatures that we consume, just not even respecting who they are, just thinking of them as products. So, as a witness, thank you for the opportunity to share the view, and I hope I can inspire you to go see for yourself. It's there. It's the dominant part of the planet, shapes climate and weather, home for most of life on Earth. And we're just lifting the lid, just beginning now, early in the 21st century. We are, and especially the kids are, the luckiest human beings ever to arrive on Earth because of what we now know. We have created problems for our life support system. Think Apollo 11. Our life support system is in big trouble. We have to get out the duct tape. We have to do what we can to repair what we have caused damage. Elephants live about as long as humans. Sharks can live even longer. When you think about intelligent creatures like whales, chimpanzees, they likely understand that the world has changed in their lifetime. But they don't know what to do about it. Even if they knew the cause, they could not bring about the cure. We can. We have the power of knowing, and armed with technology that cuts both ways, to either destroy on a massive scale or to heal, to give us knowledge, to give us even maybe a shred of wisdom. As never before, this is our best chance. It's going to get harder, but lucky us, 21st century human beings, we have the best chance there will ever be to take what we have of this amazing blue miracle and go from decline to recovery, stability, making peace with nature, maybe even making peace among ourselves. Thank you, Starmus. I cannot do what any of you can do. Thank you, Starmus, for bringing a subset, a cross-section of the 8 billion minds that now exist among human beings, with the ability, for the first time, to be able to connect with those other minds. Chimpanzees, octopuses, I know some pretty smart fish. Listen up. So, I cannot do what you do. Nobody else can do what you, whoever you are. Every one of us has the superpower of being whatever you are. I wish I could sing. I wish I could make films. I wish I could play guitar or violin, piano. I wish I had what all of you have. And lucky me, here at Starmus, I do have it. You are sharing it. And I feel compelled to do what I can with what I've got, which is a perspective, experience, and to encourage you to please go dive in and see for yourself what the blue part of the planet is like from the inside out, as well as from high above. Thank you.